Yes, Mr. Bond. Dr. No was released in 1962 and was the first James Bond movie. And if you didn't know about that little opening there, I goddamn love the Bond franchise. It is amazing. And Bond 25 comes out in 2020, April. There are a lot of these movies. I'm going to review some of my select few favourites in the franchise as I rewatch them. I'm not going to review all of them, I don't think. But there are a select few I love. And the first one, Dr. No, is in that lineup of my favourite Bond films. I think it's probably my fourth favourite Bond film, or third, I'm not too sure. It's sort of neck and neck with Goldfinger for me. I goddamn love Dr. No. It establishes this character and this world so well, and let's talk about it. And this movie would not be the same without Sean Connery. Is he the best Bond? I'm not sure. I think he's my favourite, though. I think he has all the charm and class. Roger Moore got a bit silly, but his movies are really fun. Pierce Brosnan and Timothy Dalton are also really good Bonds, but they don't have the charm that the other two have. And Daniel Craig, I think, is the best character performance we had from Bond, but he grows into that character, which is what I like about that one. But we'll get into some of his films later on. Let's talk about Sean Connery, because he is goddamn amazing in this movie. The lines, James Bond, is just so iconic in this movie, and Sean Connery's line delivery is just excellent in this film, and he's honestly the best part of this movie. His performance is excellent. He has such an iconic voice as the character. So many iconic moments. He has so much class and charm, and so many iconic things that have been replicated in other films. And Dr. No is truly an iconic movie. Like, every single moment of this film is iconic, and it's just amazing. The music, this is the first use of the classic Bond theme, and oh my god, how amazing is that? You have the opening gun barrel sequence, which has now become iconic as well. You have the opening song sequence, which is now used in every single Bond film. This one has the song Three Blind Mice on the end. It also has the main theme song of Underneath the Mango Tree. I love that when they sing that song and use that song throughout the film. But the music is really well placed in Dr. No, and it's one of the movies that I think has probably one of the best Bond themes, because it uses the Bond theme throughout the entire of the movie. It doesn't just use it for that opening sequence, it uses it throughout in a lot of sequences, and that really makes most of the sequences have a massive smile on my face every time I hear that theme, because it's so amazing, and it does add to the tension quite a lot. One of my favourite things about Dr. No is the story. It's very well set up. The first act, the second act, and the third act all have a certain thing about them. The third act is really thrilling and action-packed and awesome, and the third act I have no problems with. The third act I think is complete, flawless, awesome entertainment, and it's probably my favourite third act out of any of the Bond films besides Skyfall and Casino Royale, because I just love that third act with them on the beach and hiding, and then he goes to the base afterwards with Dr. No, and you get that amazing base sequence, which is just amazing, and all the other Bond films, of course, replicate things like that. And I love the enigma behind the mystery here, with Dr. No being this figure, and we get that one scene where that guy goes and has a telephone call with him, and then he goes to try and kill Bond with the spider, and that very intense moment with the spider, the music in that scene is quite cheesy, but it works so well, and the tension set up, the way the camera moves with the spider, really, really cool stuff. From that scene, you can see Bond sweating in there, really cool moment. And we get that little phone call sequence beforehand, where we get a little bit of the villain, we get a little bit of the mystery behind this. We get all those scenes that add the tension, and we realise, oh, they actually are working with Bond. We get the scenes where Bond, you know, is being tricked into things and stuff like that. And all these little things that are set up in this movie are all used as big plot points in the rest of the movies. And this movie is actually really well written. It's just that if you watch all the other ones, this one can sort of feel a bit dated, and it does have a few dated elements. It has a few little editing problems. Sometimes cuts just happen way too quickly, and it's just like, oh, that was a bit too fast. And sometimes the movie can drag in the pace in some scenes, and I would say the first 10 minutes of this movie, all the sequences before we actually see James Bond appear, as soon as Sean Connery comes in, as soon as we have that little casino table scene, Everything after that till the ending shot is pure awesomeness and iconicness, and it's amazing. There's a few little problems in there, but the first 10 minutes just isn't as well paced as any of this, and you're not really invested until you see Sean Connery's character. And what a great introduction. And then Dr. No's introduction also was really well done. He's sort of like the leader behind this investigation. We learn a lot more about Spectre and everything like that, leading into the next Bond film from Russia with Love, where we learn a lot more about that. And Dr. No was a really good first outing for a villain, and he was really, really interesting. The action sequences here are really engaging, really thrilling. They're not like extremely awesome. I mean, this film came out in the 60s, but the action scenes are actually pretty solid for the most part, and they still entertain me today. The lighting, the direction is amazing. I love the scene where Bond's in that pipe, and it's really hot, and then you have all the water coming in. I love that scene. That scene's really tense, and the whole finale, I think, is really, really amazing. It does have some moments here and there that can feel dated today, and some little continuity problems within the action sequences. But Dr. No still has all the iconic moments. It has all the amazing tense sequences you want. I love the scene where he goes into that woman's house and he's waiting for that guy, and then he just shoots him automatically as soon as he walks through the door. It's just such a cool moment. I love Dr. No. It's one of my favorite Bond movies. I really do love it. The issues I have with it are really only nitpicks, and I don't really care about those flaws because the movie is just really entertaining. Dr. No is a Bond movie that I will rewatch over and over again. It's a movie that I would rather rewatch than watch some of the other ones. And Dr. No I love. It's one of my favorite Bond movies. It's easily my top 5 favorite Bond films. Dr. No is a great movie. Can't get it to my highest grade, but I do love it. And I'm going to give Dr. No an A. And on the entertainment scale, I'm giving this one a 9.6 out of 10. Close to that 10, it really, really is. I just can't quite get it there, but it is very close. I love it. It's a classic. If you've never seen the Bond films, please check them out and start with Dr. No, because it is a great one. Guys, comment down below your opinions on the Bond franchise and Dr. No if you've seen it. And of course, thank you for watching, and goodbye.